Hi class, it's Mrs. Guzman. Today we're going to talk about units of time. So I thought it would be best to start with our classroom clock. So there are 5 tick marks between every number. Each of those 5 tick marks is worth 1 minute. Those 1 minute tick marks are worth 60 seconds. Every hour, so 1 hour, has 60 minutes. An hour is the full turn of the clock. 1 day is 24 hours. That means the clock would have turned 24 times around. 1 week is 7 days. 1 year, I heard this discussion the other day, is 365 days. There are 52 weeks in 1 year. And there are 12 months in 1 year. And what about leap year? Leap year actually has 366 days. My brother-in-law was born on February 29th. He only has a birthday when there's a leap year. So if I was converting minutes into seconds, I could say that 1 minute equals 60 seconds. 2 minutes equals, multiply it by 2, so 2 times 60, 120 seconds. So what if I had 12 minutes? That's easy. 12 times 60. I can easily do 12 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 1 is 72. Or I should have memorized that right. And add the 0 for the 60. And I have 12 minutes equals 720 seconds. This makes sense because there are 60 seconds in every minute. So this is a line plot. A line plot displays data, and we're going to add some data to this line plot. A line plot displays the data above the number line. Each mark above the number line represents one household with that number of animals. Line plots make it easy to see if data falls into clusters or groups. So if I were to ask how many houses have only 1 dog, you could tell me 4 houses have 1 dog. But 4 houses out of how many? I could count every point and I would know how many altogether. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 out of 11 houses have 1 dog. 3 out of 11 houses have 2 dogs. And 3 out of 11 houses have 3 dogs. And just 1 out of 11 houses has 1 dog. Here's another number plot that has to do with time. So 2 people spent 1/4 of an hour reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people spent 1/2 of an hour reading. 4 people spent 3/4 of an hour reading. And 4 people spent 1 whole hour reading. So how many people altogether were reading? We would have to count every point to know that. I counted them, and there are 15 people who were reading. What amount of time had the most people reading? Well, I can see that at half an hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people were reading, and all the other times had less people. So the people who spent a half an hour had the most responses for reading. Which had the least responses? Yep, you're right, 1/4 of an hour. So 1/4 of an hour had the least. Here's a great question when we're thinking about time. How many hours have passed since 12 o'clock? 12 o'clock is when both hands are on the 12. We're going to count going clockwise that way, the numbers that lead up to 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hours have passed. So in this clock, we're going to look at hours and minutes past 12 o'clock. So I'm going to start with the hours and count past 12 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 hours. And how many minutes? Remember that each of these spaces is worth 5 minutes. So I'm going to count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 10 hours and 25 minutes have passed. We're going to talk about calculating elapsed time, and that just really means time that has gone by. So here's a real-life situation that we can use to think about elapsed time. Keyshaw practices trombone from 8:21 a.m. to 9:35 a.m. How long did he practice? So, which time do you start the subtraction from? We're actually going to start with the later time. How do you subtract? You subtract the minutes from the minutes and the hours from the hours, like this. Notice the later time is the time we're subtracting from. Now we just do a regular subtraction problem. 5 minus 1 is 4, 3 minus 2 is 1, 9 minus 8 is 1. So we know that Keyshaw practiced for 1 hour and 14 minutes. I would write that like this: 1 hour, 14 minutes.